Hey, guys, welcome back. Magic the Gathering. I guess we're going to say hello to some Magic the Gathering folks. I do like a good Magic the Gathering. Don't collect the same way that I do with Pokemon, but I do like to play the game. So we're going to touch on it a little bit here. I've had a bunch of people send this to me, and I think mostly we're making a video today because I'm surprised that people are surprised that this happened. That agents, private investigators showed up to take product that was not released yet. This happens if you tune into this channel. This happens all the time. It's every time something's stolen from the factory, every time something is released way too early to the point that it seems like it's stolen. We get another case here, which I think this is close to a month before release, that the product ended up out when the time of the video being posted. So it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. It's not a surprise to me. Someone that has seen this time and time again. Same with the Pokemon ordeal recently. When there's stolen stuff, when there's unreleased stuff that's out, not the week of, we're talking way too early, you're going to end up with private investigators retrieving the product and figuring out exactly what happened, so that the company or the print facility or the distributor or recycling, whoever can figure out what's going on. So this shouldn't have been a surprise, especially if you're creating Magic the Gathering content, you receive product that's not coming out for a month, and you make a video about it. It should not surprise you that they show up at your door to collect the. No, you didn't necessarily do anything wrong if you accidentally got it, which the channel, old school MTG, is claiming that happened. I believe them. And then they don't have anything to worry about. But at the same time, to think that nothing was going to happen if you post a video about it is a different story. The same with if you pretend you don't know that something's stolen and you're a crappy Pokemon YouTuber. You make some content about stolen product, which you know is stolen. You let on that you kind of, is it maybe stolen? You know it's stolen. That's the thing. Be careful out there. It's not worth it. It's coming out eventually. And the whole thing could have been avoided. We're going to be overly dramatic about what happened here, I think, when somebody shows up to seize product that you made a video about, that you knew wasn't supposed to be out yet. Even if he claims that the person that sold it to him didn't know, he knew. He definitely knew. You can't pretend that you know, that you don't know what's going on here. And maybe if you don't pay attention, you could pretend that you don't know what's going to happen. But regardless, let's get into the article. Magic publishers sent Pinkerton agents to a YouTuber's house to retrieve leaked cards. It happens. Usually they won't necessarily show up to your house. They'll contact you first if you have a few stolen cards. In this case, we had a significant amount of product that was not very released yet. March of the Machine, the aftermath isn't due out in stores until May. So again, here the YouTuber is going to, it's going to say it in the article anyway, I don't know why I'm going through this, but he's going to get into the fact that March of the Machine is available, but March of the Machine, the aftermath, isn't. So maybe there was an oopsie doopsie with the title. We don't have all the information here, so it could have been that, or it could have been the fact that, like, the source from where he's buying this stuff we don't have all the information about it, whether it's like a guy that's buying the stuff in a back alley, or if it's a guy that actually owns an establishment that was accidentally sent this stuff. So I have my doubts there, and whether or not he's trying to, like, not disclose all that information is, because he doesn't want to show who it was. But I don't know. It's a little sketchy. All right, when Magic the Gathering cards turned up on YouTube last week, publisher Wizards of the Coast sent private investigators from Pinkerton to retrieve them. We've seen this so many times. Not Pinkerton necessarily, but private investigators for Millennium, for the Pokemon Company, for the recycling facility. It happens. It would happen with any card game. The same thing happens in Pokemon all the time. I would imagine it also happens in Magic the Gathering. I don't really ever see anyone talking about it. While we're on Magic the Gathering too, shout out to Desolator. You can go suck a fat wiener, as always. Everyone say hi to Desolator in the comments, since we're covering Magic the Gathering again. The resulting confrontation reportedly frightened one woman to tears and resulted in the confiscation of nearly 24 boxes of cards by private investigators. So I guess his wife answered the door and she was upset and cried because she was afraid. Wizards confirmed the incident to Polygon. Meanwhile, the presenter denies anything illegal occurred. So maybe nothing illegal occurred on his end. I still think it was a stupid decision for him to make videos out of it. Even if he accidentally, if there was an oopsie doopsie and he received the cards, he knew they weren't out. He knew he shouldn't have been posting them. So, I mean, and then when you're buying that quantity as well, you're opening that much on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're playing dumb here. At some point on April 20th, YouTube channel Old School MTG published a video showing the opening of a box of collector booster packs from March of the Machine, The Aftermath. Just one of 22 boxes, it said, were purchased from an acquaintance. Okay, so like where he's saying it's purchased from an acquaintance, I did watch the video, the one down here. And that's where it's kind of sketchy. It's not like you're buying 22 boxes of Magic from an acquaintance and not from like a store or just somebody with a distributor, I guess. Kind of weird. Kind of a weird choice of words there. Little has been revealed about the set so far, which is not expected to arrive in stores until May 12th. As a result, the video was quickly downloaded and used as fuel for reaction videos all over the internet. That sounds like Saucy Boy and Pretend Rev. That's content right up their alley. Steal some, either purchase some stolen cards, make a video yourself, or even better, let somebody else purchase the stolen cards and then talk over their video. Very, very highbrow content, high IQ. Later on, April 22nd, and then pretend that it's bad to steal, which is weird. This is the weirdest part. Like, if you're gonna have bad opinions, at least have consistent bad opinions. Like, don't flip flop on stuff like that. Later on, April 22nd, Old School MTG published another video explaining what had happened. Very nice. I got up and recorded some videos, the presenter said in the video. Right after I got done with the video, dogs started barking with an apostrophe because somebody was knocking at the door. I came out and the wife's answering the door, and it was the Pinkertons. So, like, you can just say that there were private eyes. Are the Pinkertons that scary compared to any private eye coming to your door and taking your Magic cards? The name Pinkerton should ring a bell for our American readers. The modern-day Pinkertons are descended from the original Pinkerton Detective Agency, which was founded in Chicago, Illinois, more than 170 years ago. So they make it sound like it's the Mafia. Are they the Mafia? The company has played a role in major historical events, not the least of which was its stint as a violent, strike-breaking private paramilitary force in the late 19th and early 20th century. Pinkerton, now a subsidiary of Paragon Systems, currently accounts security and loss prevention among its many services. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, if you didn't have anything to worry about, maybe he didn't tell his wife that he had a bunch of unreleased product and that somebody might show up to retrieve it, and so it was scary for that reason. Wizards confirmed to Polygon the Pinkertons were involved in the incident. The presenter at Old School MTG described agents as big heavy hitter guys who frightened his wife. The Pinkertons arrived with contact information for someone at Wizards of the Coast, and after speaking with them, the presenter said they made the decision to pull their original videos down. So that's the thing too, like, you knew they weren't the correct boxes at some point, and you didn't think to, like, do anything about it. You decided to make YouTube videos because they got a lot of hits. I think even in that video, he does go on about how he got extra subscribers from it. So you can tell that he doesn't really regret doing it. And it was definitely intentional. I mean, if you're going to intentionally post stuff that is potentially stolen, then I don't know. Don't be surprised when someone shows up to seize the product. Wizards confirmed to Polygon the Pinkertons were involved in the incident. We already read this. He was very apologetic, quotation, about making my wife cry first thing in the morning by sending these heavy-duty lawmen to come collect stuff and talk about stolen products and jail time. The presenter said in a video, but they don't believe we stole anything, which we didn't. I don't know if they believe anybody really stole anything or if it was just an accident or whatever. But hey, they wanted the product back so they could try to figure out where the hole was so they could plug the hole. So Yeah, this is the usual thing as well. I mean, they're still going to, they're not going to be like, hey, can you pretty please give us the product back? We can't do anything about it. They're going to, they're gonna flex their muscles a little bit. They're gonna advise you. They're gonna tell you like, hey, the laws could be broken here. You might have stolen product, etc., etc. It's best if you work with us on this. It's best if we take the product. That's how it works. That's how it works every time. Even if it's a couple cards that were stolen that you purchased, even if you want to pretend that you didn't know that they were stolen, and they were stolen, even anything that shouldn't be out, they're gonna go retrieve it. Unless if it's the week of release or something like that, maybe not. But these companies don't want things leaking out, and then the print facility doesn't want things leaking out, because if the print facility messes around, they could lose their contract with the whatever the trading card game is, whatever the sports cards, whatever product they're making. The recycling facility the same way. If they mess up enough and there's stuff leaking out that the company doesn't want seen, you're gonna have problems. All right, quotation: Wizards of the Coast can confirm that yes, this is part of their investigation. A representative told Polygon. Yeah, I don't think anyone should have their doubt. Like, I could have told you that it was them. Whether or not it was Wizards directly, or it could have been the print facility, or it could have been someone that does recycling or whatever. Well, in this case, maybe distributor level, I guess, because it's not like clearly not recycled stuff where it's sealed product. So at some point, there's a lot of points along the line where stuff can be stolen and released early. And whoever did result in that release can get a pretty hard slap on the wrist. So keep that in mind. In the video, the presenter goes on to extrapolate what they think happened in this situation. It's possible, they say, that someone somewhere in the distribution chain accidentally mistook March of the Machine product for March of the Machine, the Aftermath product. So this is, again, the presenter's words. He doesn't say who he got it from. That's kind of sketchy to me. But also kind of making some excuses for why it could be mixed up. Maybe it was mixed up. And if that's the case, then it's not a big deal. They'll probably give you back the cards after the set comes out. But it is a big deal that it was leaked. Clearly, they should have told you that it was a big deal that you made videos about it. Even if it was an accident, it's not a good idea to publish that stuff, because they're gonna have to assume that it's stolen. And if it's to the point that they went to retrieve it, clearly they think there was something else going on there, other than just oopsie doopsie, we sent out the wrong product. So that's the thing. Even though the name is similar, when that stuff's getting scanned and sent out, it should be identified as the product that it is. And it should have dates on the product itself. So to send out like a little bit, maybe, I don't know how many March of the Machine Aftermath boxes would be in a case. So if it's multiple cases, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Quotation: Somebody screwed up and sent out the wrong cases to the gentleman that I bought the boxes off of, because when he sold me the stuff, he said he was selling me March of the Machine collector's boxes, not Aftermath. He didn't really even know what Aftermath really was, I don't think. Dude, there's somebody that's selling you that much. They don't have a store, and they don't know what the sets are, but they ordered that much that they could provide you with that much product that they already had in stock. That wasn't like a pre-order or something like that. There's holes in this story. There's definitely some holes here. Polygon has reached out to Old School MTG for more information. Not to mention the fact that he's like, there's no mention here of like, he knew he was uploading something that wasn't released. Maybe it wasn't in the original video. Maybe he's posted it somewhere else, or maybe it happened in private conversation. Engaging private investigators to retrieve stolen or missing trading cards is not a particularly new or novel strategy for game publishers. No, we see it day and night with the Pokemon Company and everyone that touches the cards along the way. Just last week, Polygon reported on another similar incident dating back to 2021 involving products from the Pokemon trading card game Fusion Strike. By the way, the Fusion Strike stuff, if you're watching this video when it comes out, Tonight we'll be doing a live stream. We're going to open up Fusion Strike to make sure, we're going to open up all my Fusion Strike booster packs in order to make sure that my hits weren't stolen out of them. Guys, if you haven't watched that series of videos, I suggest you do. If you want to know what actually went on, all the product, all the stuff was reprinted and replaced. Voila. Replaced, and then everything that was shown in those photos that like wowed everybody, that was making everybody lose their mind and think that their Fusion Strike was rigged, those cards were all destroyed after they were retrieved, which was after they were replaced so that the proper cards could go into the packs. All right, which were also retrieved with the help of a private investigator. I wonder how they know that. I guess actually the game store might have mentioned something about the private investigator, but I did as well, in case anyone was wondering if they need to reinforce the fact that that happened. But that's the usual. That's what happens. Like the Pokemon company, they're not going to send somebody at the CEO level to like go beg you to give the cards back. Like they're going to hire a private investigator who's going to like track them down and retrieve them. Common sense. The presenter in this instance said in the video that the person they spoke with from Wizards seemed to understand they were not at fault. In fact, they were eager to compensate the YouTuber for the purchase of the cards, potentially in the form of more appropriate replacement product, the presenter said. Usually in this case, like you might get the stuff back eventually after it releases. So I would be surprised if they don't just give them the exact cards back that they took. And you know, after the actual set is released. We got a little quotation here. Anybody who has used my footage they added, you'll probably want to take that down. So this is the thing too, like after something's on the internet, it's definitely on the internet forever. Does it mean that you won't get a nice little cease and desist, or like a, not like the cease and desist that I received, a real one, or you'll get asked kindly to remove the content, at least until the set is released. That's the thing. There's like, with stuff like this, or with stuff in Pokemon in English, when there's English Pokemon leaks, it's bad enough. I mean, usually you've seen all the cards already in Japanese, so it's not really the end of the world in terms of like leaks and stuff like that. But what is bad, especially bad, is when there's leaks in English Pokemon that haven't even come out in Japanese yet, and then it kind of spoils it globally in a way. And then not only do you have the Pokemon Company International, but you actually have the Pokemon Company in Japan, who are probably not very impressed. This, where everything Wizards of the Coast, everything Magic the Gathering, essentially an entire set leaked long before. I guess their fear is probably the fact that you're going to have an entire set spoiled to the point that like it's going to lose its like new special feeling. So if you're into trading cards, you've probably seen the phase where everyone's in love with a set when it comes out. When they see some spoilers, they get amped up, but that burns out eventually. So they might lose a little bit of that initial income or excitement that comes with the initial wave of a product like that. Is it the end of the world? Is it going to ruin the entire thing? Probably not. People can avoid spoilers if they really want to, but at the same time, it's something that they need to protect, and they also need to set an example with this, the same way that the Pokemon Company has, especially with the Fusion Strike stuff, where there's actually somebody being prosecuted, which is something that I think was long overdue with all the theft and everything that's been happening within especially the print facility, but also recycling. They definitely need to crack down on this, especially for the people that are stealing from the facility or stealing from distribution, etc. Don't steal from work. I don't know how many times I've said this on the channel. For the love of God, don't steal in general. You don't need to steal, but don't steal from work. You're gonna ruin your life, and that's why I say. Also, at the same time, don't buy stolen product. Don't promote it. Don't be one of those crappy Pokemon YouTubers that can't make anything entertaining other than just straight up and uploading footage of cards that haven't been released, that were stolen from the factory. You're going to ruin somebody else's life because you're providing incentive for them. Same with CGC, FU CGC. Stop putting that inadvertent early release on your labels. It's incentive for somebody to steal something, or it's at least incentive for somebody to buy the cards and grade them because they'll at least retain some kind of like special indicator that they were graded before release. It's stupid. It's a cash grab. I get the fact that you need some way to stand out by grading things that are hand cut when you said you would never grade things that are hand cut. How does the end of every video end up turning into like a CGC rant? Anyway, we got some more quotations here. We'll finish this off. I no longer have the product, they said. The Pinkertons took everything to take back to WOTC. That includes empty boxes and wrappers. I don't even have a token to show for my efforts. I mean, they should just give it all back to you. At the same time, hopefully you've learned something from this. For the love of God. Like, I think you knew. I think your source is sketchy, the way that you described it. He added with a laugh before noting his channel had recently doubled in viewership. So there it is. There's the reward. That's why you did it. And no, I don't feel bad that they made your wife cry. I don't feel bad that they might have scared you or it was a hassle. I don't even think that they should necessarily. I mean, that's the thing. Like, they should probably just give you back the product that you opened. And if you did it again, I think they should just keep the product altogether. Because you can't just knowingly buy stuff that's stolen. Here, we're going to let on that we don't know that it's stolen. Did he know it was stolen? Was it stolen? I would think that they would at least have a better clue as to what was going on before they show up and seize everything. But also at the same time, like, you knew you shouldn't have it. They knew you shouldn't have it. Did they finish the investigation? Will we ever know the end of the story? If we do, I'll probably make a follow-up video. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I just thought it was interesting because anyone that's on the channel here, you've seen this day in, day out, all day, every day. Private investigators, they'll show up for your stolen Pokemon cards or Magic cards for that. I guess any trading cards in general, probably. Pretty common practice. Not a bad article by Charlie. Although I don't know if I don't believe the whole story here. I think we're missing information from old school MTG, and we'll see what comes of it, if anything. All right, thanks for tuning in. Join the Discord. See you guys tonight for the Fusion Strike opening. We'll see if I get hits or no hits, or maybe we'll get scammed once again. Join the Discord. Bye.